Hello everyone, I'm Christina Marie. This is Crystal's Creations. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you're not already, please subscribe, like, share, comment below. So what is a narcissist? A narcissist is someone who only cares about themselves. They don't know how to feel love. All they know is anger and them. They're drawn to people like me, an empath, who feels the need to fix people, who sees goodness in almost everybody. It's exhausting. It's draining. And it can be, and was for me, very, very dangerous. When I met my ex, we had a, I guess semi-normal relationship at first. I just thought that he was overprotective and, in my mind, concerned. He always had to know where I was. Had to always know what I was doing. He'd even show up at my job like every other hour just to make sure I was still there. And after about a year, it got worse. It started becoming who I can and can't talk to, where I can and can't go. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere without him. I wasn't allowed to pretty much talk to anyone without him right there in the room. And if I did, it was always, oh, I know you were talking bad about me, even though I wasn't. I didn't have an identity. I was pretty much controlled 100%. And that's the thing. You're so focused on fixing this other person, you don't realize how much of yourself you're losing. Time goes by rather quickly. And before you know it, it's 6 years later and it's the same never-ending cycle. It went from it being once, twice a year that we'd get into really bad physical fights, to it being every month, and then it went from every month to every other day. And it was always excuses. It was always my fault. Everything was always my fault. Narcissists are really good at gaslighting. Gaslighting is where you try to talk about a problem and they turn it around 150,000 ways on how you did that, and that's in your head, and you're overreacting, and you're being insensitive. It's the way they talk, the way they communicate. It's not a healthy relationship. Narcissists have no problem with making themselves cry to make you feel bad. My ex, every time that he would beat the crap out of me, would sit down and cry about it and beat him he would beat his own self up and say how much he needed help. Well, after about 6 years, I tried to force him to get help, and that's when he tried to kill me. Everybody's always like, run away. Why did you stay? Get out. The thing is, we get embarrassed. Sometimes it's just doesn't seem that bad until we're in a room talking about it to other people, or we're away from it to where we realize, wow, that's really what it was like. I don't say anything negative in front of my daughter about her father, and I never will. But when he left, 3 years ago to go on the run. She didn't ask about him. Not once. So, that was her knowing that wasn't good. And neither one of us have never been better. It's hard to get out of a narcissistic relationship because they won't let you go. They won't. They'll turn your family against you. They'll turn your friends against you. Mine made the cops cry every time I would try to call them and just try to get help. He would play the fact that I have fibromyalgia. He would play the victim. I was the victor. He made me feel like I was going crazy. And he made me feel so low that I tried killing myself just to get out. There's always a way out. Even if you have to do what I did. And I took my little girl and we went to a shelter. We went to a safe house. Her and I went and stayed in my car just to get away, just to refuse to go back to the situation. It takes more strength to leave than it does to stay. And you staying in that horrible situation is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And they're going to get bored because you're going to stop giving them the emotional attachment that they need. And that's when they get aggressive. When you stop feeding into their emotional needs, that's when they'll attack you. And it can go from I love you 1 second to I'm going to kill you the next. And you don't know what to do. There is a way out. You just have to really, really want to go and not go back.